Well, we're here on Tip GAA TV and joined by the chairman of Tipperary GAA, Joe Kennedy. And Joe, final four now. The championship is down to that late part of the stage of the season.
Yeah, it is. And look, over the past 2 days, we've had great quarter-finals here. Bar the last one, nail-biting finishes in the other three. Kildang maybe were more comfortable victors here today, but like great matches and great semi-finals now to look forward to in a few weeks' time.
Four great teams, Joe. You have Drummond-Inch, Kilruane MacDonagh's, Upperchurch, and you've also got Kildangan there. So the semi-final draw has been made. It is Kilruane against Upperchurch. That's going to be a great test for both.
It is, yeah. And look, Upperchurch are very strong in the group stages, and obviously have continued that form here today and finished very strongly to defeat Brackens. And Kilruane were a bit stop-start at the start of the year, but they've got going well now, and it'll be hard to decide which of the two will win there. But two very impressive teams, and they've threats all over the field and tight backline, so it'll be a big test for both of them.
Yeah, a lot of good players that are experienced, like Seamus Hennessy came on for Kilruane, Colin Ryan is there for Upperchurch. These players are around the block a long time.
And look, if you look at Upperchurch, they've been knocking on the door there. They've lost out in a good few years, maybe in tight finishes in the group stage, and once they got their chance now in the quarter final, they took it this time and they're into a semi-final. And they've a lot of players that have been around, along with maybe a few new young players coming onto the team there to give them a bit of energy as well, so they won't be far off it. Kilruane are a bit similar to that too. They have a lot of established players, but a few younger players coming onto the team there, and a lot of lads who have worn the tip jersey at some grade over the past number of years. So it sets up for an intriguing semi-final.
And the other one then we have Drummond-Inch against Kildangan, and both those teams were probably the top two favourites for this competition, so that's going to be a massive game.
Yeah, I suppose after the group stages, Drummond-Kildangan would have been people's favourites to progress to a final, and now to meet in the semi-final. And Drum had a good win over Lockmore yesterday. Again, Lockmore could have nearly stole it at the end, but Drum held out and looked to have been impressive for good parts of the championship. And okay, they've maybe at times their management mightn't be pleased that they didn't push on and finish games out, but and didn't Kildangan, they were champions 2 years ago, might be as impressive as they were for the past 2 years, but they're still there and they're still in the semi-final, and they possess a lot of good players, so that's going to be a very, very intriguing match between the two of them.
Yeah, Premier Intermediate as well is wide open. Roscrea probably the favourites there. St Mary's are there as well. Gortnahood, Glyngool also there. So it's a very open competition. Burgess too. Four great club sides in Tipperary, mad to get up to senior. Yeah,
that's true. And I suppose the one thing all four teams are bringing is a bit of momentum. Roscrea have been impressive through all the championship, as have St Mary's, but and Gortnahood won their group as well. Burgess struggled early on the championship, but once they got a win under their belt, they've really improved week on week. So look, I suppose Roscrea are slightly maybe favourites, but I wouldn't bet against any of the other three. And that's been a great championship. There's been great games in it, and some of the money finished at or won at the end. So I would take that that they're going to be great games as well.
Intermediate also then as well, you've got the likes of Kilsheelan there who overcame Borlan on penalties, and you've also got Dara there, another quality side, and it's wide open too.
Yeah, it is. I suppose again, like Laura look like they're ahead of everyone else, but often teams that go well in the group stages, sometimes you have to time a run. But they looked a dominant team, but you never know when you get to a final or semi-finals or finals how the thing will play out. So an injury here or maybe a sending off here or there might even the thing up a bit. And look, finals bring their own pressure too. So it's all to play for there. Kilsheelan look, my own club were very lucky to get over them last year in a final, so they're back in a quarter final again. So I think that's all to play for there.
Just finally, Joe, overall, what's it been like for Tip GAA? What have you thought of this, FBD championship here in FBD Semple Stadium?
Yeah, look, FBD have been great sponsors here, and we're delighted to have them as our sponsors, and obviously as sponsors here at the stadium as well. And I think the championships with you know, there's a lot of talk about the split season, but you know, you take the crowds and the number of games we had. I think we had something like 20 games this weekend in hurling, and you know, good crowds at all of those, and there might be national exposure, but there's plenty of local exposure. But you know, the likes of Tip TV, the Tip FM, the three papers, like there's great interest in our games locally, and there's great crowds coming to them. So it's been a fantastic championship, I think. And look, we've had fantastic weather since the middle of June, so we've had great conditions to play our games.